Awesome. Hey folks, welcome to the fifth episode of the Kindness Files. I'm your host, Georgina Shoup, founder of Kind2. The aim of this podcast is to spread a bit of joy with fun memories and connecting, can't speak today, connecting amazing humans together through kindness. We're going to be talking to some awesome people that have shaped parts of my life, and we're going to be dropping a new episode weekly. So here is our fifth guest. This is Upile. We met not very long ago, actually. We met on a Slack group for fractional CTOs.
We did.
So this is a random, very new interaction, which I'm always up for. And so excited to get this conversation started and to understand a bit more about kindness and what it means to you. So the first question is, what does kindness mean to you, Upile?
Good question. Well, thanks for the introduction. I think to me, kindness means showing compassion, showing empathy, and also generosity towards others without expecting, I would say, anything in return. That's from my point of view, right? And it's about understanding the struggles and joys of those around you, as well as offering support and kindness in in any way possible. That's what I think to me kindness is.
I love that, and I think also the creating that space of understanding that joy and sadness and all of these things make a human. So to understand all parts of us, I
Exactly.
think makes this space even brighter, I would say.
Exactly. So but yeah, that's what I think really from my point of view.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Question number 2 is, can you tell me about a time where you remember an act of kindness and why it stuck with you?
Another good question. Well, look, I think there's been multiple events that I've experienced, throughout my career, throughout my life in general. But probably two events really struck out. I think I remember my first time, my first job, first job. And, I was going through a stressful period at that point, adjusting to the changes of, you finalize university, now you're getting into the real world, and, being able to perform and become my, the best and so forth. So I remember a colleague of mine, well, slash a mentor actually, went out of their way to offer support and guidance, and also, they patiently walked me through the ropes, providing me invaluable advice and reassurance as I navigated through the challenges, right, of starting out in a new environment. And I remember their kindness and willingness to lend a helping hand made a significant difference during that crucial phase of my career. So that I remember. And I guess also similarly, when I when I set up my first business, right, my own business, imagine that. And the road ahead seemed daunting and
Yeah.
filled with uncertainty. However, the kindness of a mentor that I had, stood out vividly. And, they generously shared their experiences and expertise, which offered valuable insights and also provided encouragement every step of the way. But also their selfless support not only helped me overcome obstacles, but also instilled in me a sense of confidence as well as becoming more resilient, which I guess helped me really throughout my entrepreneurship entrepreneur journey.
I find the word entrepreneur really difficult to say, and I honestly don't think I can spell it. Every time I try and write it down, I think, does that look right? I'm not sure. Every
Exactly.
time.
It's a hard one. It's a hard one.
Yeah,
But hey, yeah, as long as you can kind of pronounce it, it makes sense.
exactly. Part of the journey.
Exactly.
What are you most thankful for?
Hmm. What am I mostly thankful for? On top of my head, I think I would say uh I'm most thankful for my mother, right? Um, for me, she's helped and supported me throughout, the good times and the bad times. Her love, encouragement, as well as understanding, have been a constant, I guess, source of strength and joy for me, especially throughout my entrepreneurship journey. There goes that word again. And just my career as well, throughout my career and my upbringing. She's been there, so I'm very thankful
Oh,
for
I love that. Shout out to all wonderful mums out there.
that. Whoop whoop.
What brings you the most joy in life?
Oh, joy. Um, the little things. What does that mean? No, what brings me joy in life for me is really, connecting with others on a deep level, right? And I think that's a skill personally. I think it's something that takes time. You have to listen. You have to really spend time to really understand people, rather than just sitting there. You have to really take in as much as you can, whether it's through meaningful conversations or shared experiences. For me, yeah, I think connecting with people really at a deeper level brings that joy in life.
I love that. My husband's grandmother has this saying that in order to really know someone, you have to eat a bag of salt with them.
Yes,
And so it's the amount of salt that you put, on your food is really knowing someone really takes time and kind of putting that energy into the like deep level connection conversations.
it takes time. It's an investment of time
Yeah,
in a good way, not in a
absolutely.
bad way, in a good way.
Yeah, absolutely. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do?
If I knew I couldn't fail, um, I've always, the last couple of years, I've always sort of been exposed to failure is great. Fail as much as you can and learn from it, right? But with this sort of point, if I knew I couldn't fail, I think one thing that I would love to do is make internet and education accessible to everyone, right? I think we all should have an opportunity to learn and have free access to information, right? Good information. And the reason being is I feel like inequality of access to free education or internet, as you may look at it, I think it's a fundamental barrier for many children from more deprived backgrounds. I think here in the Western world we have access to so much, but there are a lot more that don't have access to what we have. So imagine if they had access to the right information, the right education, where they would be. So I think that's probably something that I would do if I knew I couldn't fail.
And what a beautifully powerful thing that would be as well.
Exactly.
We've got three questions left. So the third from last question, I'm not really sure what that is. When was the last time you did something for the first time?
Oh, the last time I've done quite a few things for the first time in the last couple of years, which haven't felt as if they were the first time. But thinking about this, I would say the last time I actually did something for the first time was last year. I stayed on this tiny little island called Gili Asahan near Lombok in Indonesia. And the only way to get there was by a small boat. And it roughly takes about 45 minutes to walk around it. That's how small it is. And it's surrounded by beautiful, crystal clear water with a mini forest in the middle of it. And for me, it was very peaceful and very quiet, and I felt disconnected actually from all the hustle and bustle. So somebody who's used to being in living in a city, always on the move, always on the go, it was quite interesting to try that for the first time, and I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
Oh, absolutely, sounds absolutely glorious. It sounds like my dream destination.
I would love to do it again, but I wouldn't count to do. If I do it again, then it's really not the first time. So I don't know if I should do it again, but I would love to. I mean, it was beautiful, really beautiful.
Yeah. I think that disconnection time is so, so powerful and such a glorious thing to disconnect ourselves from technology.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, penultimate question. How have you treated yourself with kindness lately?
Lately, it's a very good cue. Very good question. Very, very good question. So lately, and I think we tend to forget this, right? For me, what I've been doing a lot more is really taking time out, right? Again, used to just always doing something, either setting up a new business, mentoring a different startup, and so forth. But I feel as if taking time out, something I've been doing quite a lot more often and lately, or as of late, avoiding getting too stressed with what's happening around us. There's so much going on. There's always issues here and there, and also, I guess, spending time outdoors. That's something that I try to do a lot more. So creating a routine around that is important rather than just being in one place. I like to get out and seeing what's out there. And it's also important for me to prioritize my well-being, and I've been doing a lot more of that. And just happiness, smiling a lot more. Especially again with all these challenging times that we're facing. There's just so much going on. Everybody sort of seems to be depressed, or they're going through changes. I think sometimes just being trying to be happy and smile. So that's what I've been doing, really.
Sounds like you've been doing some really great work with yourself.
Trying to.
Yeah. And the last one is, if you could write a kind note to a stranger, what would you write? And I know you've had some time to think about it, and I don't know if anybody's going to be able to read this, but I've written it on a post-it note, but it would be great
Ah,
if you could read this out for me.
sure. So right. Yes, I've had to think about. So here we go. You're stronger than you, right? Braver than you believe, and more loved than you can imagine. Keep shining your light, and the world needs your unique brightness.
Oh, absolutely love that. Thank you so much. And also, thank you so much for being a guest on the Kindness Files. Next week, we're going to be talking to another awesome human. So please join us. Upile, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to add?
No, thank you for having me, Georgina. It's been exciting. Really
Awesome.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye, folks.
Bye.